I have a message today on children in revival because I have a vision. I see these young children, even babies, having the Spirit poured out upon them, and there's something so special on this next generation of children. They're going to know the Holy Spirit and His power. I see some children actually receiving the fire of His love, that they will have the manifest glory on them and even lead whole households to Jesus. I see that. And I really want to put a vision in your heart to start praying for this next generation of children, because I think we're almost going to have like super babies, super children rise up because of what I see in the Spirit of God being poured out upon them. And I'm thinking of in Samuel's life. You know, Samuel was just young. In fact, he was ordained by God to be born in that particular time. And he was in his mother's womb, I know, being blessed by God. And many of you who might be carrying children, or maybe you're expecting grandchildren or whatever, God is on those babies' lives, even in the womb. But after Samuel was born, because he had been dedicated to the Lord right from the womb, after he was weaned, which probably was around 3 years of age or so, he was taken into the temple, and he was serving God in the temple from a very early age. He was in ministry from that early age. He started to hear God, you know, the audible voice, the clear voice of God, words that were able to give even his elders a message from God. He was receiving those as a child, still in his childhood. And so get ready to see children visited by the Lord. And as a ministry, we are committed to seeing children touched. In fact, we have a decree, CD called Decree for Kids. It's really powerful, taking the word, decreeing it over the lives of children so that they can grow in the Lord and grow in the fullness of His love. When that word gets on the inside, it doesn't return void. It accomplishes everything it's sent to do. I have lots of children come up to me in conferences and say, I listen to you every night before I go to bed, because they'll go to sleep with the decree CD on. But it's getting the word inside of their spirit, and they're so precious. I just love them. And we also have Psalm 23 for kids. And it is awesome. I took every verse of Psalm 23 and I unpacked it for children so that they would never forget that psalm, and that they would always know that there's a shepherd who loves them. We have this Heavenly City book for kids as well, Adventures with the King. And we have, you know, Daniel and His Friends audiobook. And, you know, we have many tools for children. In fact, I even have a coaching course called The Making of a Champion for Kids. So just feed your children, because they're going to be children in revival. In fact, this next generation of children is probably going to carry some of the revival. There's going to be emerging leaders, just like little Samuel. He was a leader when he was a child. Josiah was a king when he was a child. You know, Jesus said to the people, just let all the children come. I want to bless them. Forbid them not. I want them to come, because He had a plan to impart to children. So I decree prophetically right now an outpouring of the Spirit upon children, and that we would train them up in the blessing of the Lord, train them up in the goodness of the Lord, because you're going to see emerge a company of children that are children in revival, children with the power of the Lord manifest through their lives.